I'm here in Delaware at the Delmarva Poultry Fanciers Club. Let's see some of the amazing chickens they have here. These birds right here are always fun to have as a pet. As you can see from their look, they're quite hilarious. With most birds, it's easy to tell male from female by their colorings. The male, in this case, is much more colorful, which is usual, and the females are gray and dull. This is because the males want to attract the females, so the females get interested in them. Look at the tail feather on this phoenix red. Here's another phoenix beauty. I'm pretty sure this bird belongs to champion breeder and famous author Jan Brett and my close friend. Most of you might be wondering why this water is yellow. It's actually because it has vitamins in it. It's almost like Gatorade for birds, or Gatorade for us. It has electrolytes in it, so it doesn't harm the birds at all. It actually helps them, especially in a show. The famous author Jan Brett is behind me checking out her birds. An interesting way to tell if a Polish chicken is male or female is to look at their crests on the top of their head. This is a male. You can tell because their crest's flat down. See how it's wavy and a little more spiky than a female? This is a female. They're more high up, like an afro, you may say, and they're much more smoother. Behind me, judges are evaluating some birds. Let's take a look. I'm here with Jordan. Jordan's mom is one of the judges here. Jordan, can you tell me a little bit about the process of tabletop?
Tabletop is when a bird is actually on the table. You put the bird on the table, and when they straight up like a soldier, and they put their wings straight down to their feet, and then they put their tail right up. Like an example, like they put the tail out right up, and they put their bird to their feet, and when they do that, that means they did a good job, which is the judges will probably have a good score.
So what do judges look for?
They look for the wings straight down and the tail, like I just said. And they also look for a good personality. That's what the judges are looking for.
And can you tell me a little bit about this bird we have here?
Well, her name's Cinnamon, and she's a very good bird. Sometimes she can be a little fresh, and she can be a bit bossy around people, and then sometimes she just thinks she's the boss around. or she just thinks she can just own whatever she wants.
And what kind of breed is Cinnamon?
She is American Sarama. That American Saramas are actually very, very they're very gentle with people, and they're also the smallest breeds in the world.
Oh, really?
And they also lay the smallest eggs in the world, which is a perfect combination.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
When you win a show, you get a ribbon like this one right here. Obviously, this one must have been lucky. beta chicken puffs up his neck when he's trying to fight. It makes them seem tough. A lot of animals do this. Today I'm here with Tanya. She's one of the exhibitors for frizzles. What do judges really look for in a frizzle?
Well, when you're looking at a frizzle, you're looking at them just like you're looking at any other bird, honestly. And you want to make sure that they've got all their feathers intact along their wings. You're also going to be looking to see that they have a nice curl to their feathers and that they're very soft and not hard. And then you're going to also make sure that with their combs, just like with other chickens, they don't have anything like little side sprigs. And what a side sprig is does not mean it's on the side of the comb necessarily, but is that they have an extra point or an extra spot that sticks out. Oh, she's being a little disgruntled here. Hold on, Rosie. And so if you feel like the top of her head right here behind her comb, you'll feel, if she'll be still, a little bitty extra little knot right there. And that is a side sprig that you can kind of feel. It's very minute. Sometimes it's just a little bit of a fingernail and you can feel it. And so then you're also wanting to have a nice beak, and you don't want this beak to be too overgrown, right? Because then it starts curving down and the bird doesn't eat properly. You're also looking at their feet. This one is a feather-legged, so you want to make sure the feathers are only from the middle toe over on the outside, and they don't have any feathers on these inside two toes, okay? If it wasn't feathered leg, then you wouldn't have to worry about the feathers where they were at down there. I take that back. You don't want any feathers on the feet. If it's a non-feather legged and it had a feather, that'd be a disqualification. Just like a side sprig is a disqualification. And then you want to make sure the bird's alert, right? So a lot of people will not feed their birds the morning of the judging because they want the bird to be like, hello, 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 and look at the judge. You don't want the bird to cower down when the judge comes over to them, and you don't want the bird to just kind of be like asleep, you know, just kind of like, hey, I don't, go away, go away. You know, you don't want that.
Yeah.
So you'll look for that. Plus you want a bird that, see how she is? For this breed, you want her to be red here and red here. Other breeds may have different things they're looking for. So it just depends on the breed a lot. And with the hens, you're going to look at their butts and make sure that they've got their little, what they call the winking one-eyed monster, and that's pretty nice and cleaned up, right? So those are things you look for with your chickens.
And I hear there's an interesting way to tell if a frizzle is a boy or a girl.
Well, yes, because you're going to look for these feathers back here to be very pointy and not so rounded. These are very rounded. See how they flip and they curl like they're supposed to? A male one's not going to curl as much as the female's going to.
And why do you like frizzles?
Well, they're just unique looking little creatures that God has made, and they're just funny. I mean, have you ever seen a cuter bird than that? I mean, you really can't get any cuter than Rosie. And then, of course, there's the famous Rachel, which she has her own Facebook page and everything you can look up. And she does not have feathers on her legs, so she's a cochin without the feathered leg, but she's a red one also. So they're very fun little birds. Usually quite friendly, and they have explosive personalities.
Yeah.
Don't ya? Yeah.
And how do you breed a frizzle?
Just like you would any other chicken, except you're going to want to breed a frizzle to a smooth. So say that we got a frizzle hen. Well, you want to have a smooth rooster. That basically is just a regular chicken like this one that's not frizzled. You cannot breed, well, you can breed a frizzle to a frizzle, but it's not going to be very nice for the bird, and they're going to be very ugly, and they're not going to have feathers like they should have to protect them for warmth and against heat in the summertime. So you want to make sure the frizzle is bred to a smooth. So if you have a smooth hen, you want a frizzled roux. If you have a frizzled roux, you want a smooth hen.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Not only can chickens be frizzled, geese can too, and these make lovely pets. Turkeys are also invited to poultry shows, and as you can see, this turkey right here left us a surprise. Ducks come in all shapes and sizes. Take these two for instance. This is a calling duck. They're white and small. They stay that size for the rest of their life. But this is a runner duck, especially a black runner duck. They're skinny and tall, but they're both very unique. It's been another great day here in Delaware. I can't wait to come back next year. I think he agrees.